It is Thursday, 10:24 a.m. here at Sage Studios at Bonifacio Global City. And so this is our second actual show here.
Face to face. Yeah.
Pre-recorded, of course, because our American audience is sleeping. So we'd best everything. And I don't think anyone's going to want to watch a 2-hour podcast straight across. So the plan is to have this in reels, and then the full podcast will be on YouTube. Let's start with I actually want everyone to know how this company formed, because we all met online.
We did.
Utilizing algorithms, and I think it's going to be a shock how everybody how I met Andrew here. So, Andrew, if you could just tell us how we met, or where you're from, how we met. And all
Yeah,
that.
so Andrew Smythee, I'm from London. My company's Smythee. So the way that we met is very strange. It was on LinkedIn. I suppose the algorithm worked because it put us together. It was actually a post about, we were talking about economics.
Yeah.
I think we were arguing about PPP and hyperinflation. That's basically how we met, I guess. And then you said to me, opened my mind a little bit to some of the economic lies which are taught by, I suppose, the Americans.
Yeah.
And that was it, really. And we went from there. And it's, how long ago was that now? 2 months?
Yeah.
Not long, really.
Not long.
No.
We never expected also to meet like this.
No, well, this is unexpected because,
Yeah.
Oh, I'm here because, so my mother-in-law passed away.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Sorry to hear that, man.
Yeah, and obviously Philippine culture, people in the West don't understand it, but you have to go if you can to see them.
Of course.
And here we are.
Yeah. I think what really brought us together was my topics and my algorithms, right? Because, as you know, I've kind of become the unofficial advocate of the virtual outsourcing sector of the Philippines. And when it comes to ethical practices and how Filipinos have been treated for the past 10 to 15 years in cyberspace. And for some reason, anyone that has some type of agency model with a Filipino involved, it just kind of comes to me. And I think you kind of have something started. Like
Yeah,
that, right?
so we're a very small company.
Yeah.
I've got one person working part-time. She lives in Cebu. Am I saying that right? Cebu?
Cebu, yeah.
Cebu.
You're saying it exactly how a Brit would say it.
And I decided I don't want to pay them that $2 an hour, $3 an hour. We upped it quite a lot.
Which is this, the societal norm.
Yes,
right? Yeah.
and for me that was just not acceptable. And I think that's really why we connected. I think if I was one of those people paying $2 an hour, I don't think we'd be talking.
I would have attacked you. I would have attacked you hardcore.
It's going to be a one-way street conversation. Definitely.
And I will always win.
Because you can't claim that you're ethical if you're paying.
Well, let's talk about that word ethical. I mean, being ethical is a choice, right? It's truly a choice. But people who are ethical, especially in business, they will last the longest.
Sustainable.
So in your case, when you came across me, when I was talking about just the term and ethical leadership, what does that define? How do you define that?
I would say that it means treating people fairly based on the circumstances, the role that they have, and just being a nice person.
Sure.
Thing is, ethical means different things to different people.
That's right.
And some people will quite happily say that they are ethical, and then someone else will say, no, you're not.
And then they'll end the sentence like that.
Perspective.
Yeah, perspective. But for me, it's also about, so my staff said to me the other day, you're the best boss in the world. And she means it. She's not just saying that, because she was like, can I have some leave? And I'm like, sure, take some leave. And we're giving her full-time leave. We're giving her a healthcare plan. And a lot of agencies don't do that. They don't give healthcare plans. Yeah. For me, that was a standard because I've seen how expensive healthcare is in the Philippines. People sell their land.
Yeah.
People sell their assets so that they can pay for medical bills.
Right. Because if they don't have that, gosh, I don't know if you've read articles, one complication and the whole family's affected.
Yeah. So my father-in-law, he's also passed. He was in hospital and I think it was over 150K pesos just for a week or something.
Yeah.
It was a stupid amount
Well,
of money.
it's the way the system is here.
That's a lot for us.
Yeah.
For Filipinos, that's a ridiculous amount.
Right. John, what's the system here? It's like you have insurance, yes, but the way healthcare is given here, you have to pay up front first. And it's like pet insurance. You pay and then you take the invoice and you submit it to the insurance company, right?
That's a funny thing. We don't even have pet insurance here. We don't.
There is somebody that's starting that.
Starting, but
No
yeah,
pet
not
insurance.
Yeah.
So, for example, if you have your dog, your cat, your whatever,
You have to pay the vet full
full
price.
upfront.
A vet's expensive here.
It is.
To Filipino, yes.
Is there something to do with government taking money as well?
Absolutely.
It is. Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about the Philippines, guys. Most people still picture it as this struggling, developing country that needs saving. But if you actually look at the numbers, the story is outdated. The Philippines is now one of the largest economies in ASEAN, okay, sitting in the top tier by total GDP. Singapore being number one, top five. So it's also one of the fastest growing in the region, clocking growth in the 5 to 6% range for years. For years,
Which is unheard of. Yeah.
right. People don't talk about it, right? On top of that, you've got a digital economy that already makes up almost 10% of the country's GDP, and that keeps growing. That's never going to go down. Okay, so the engine is not small. Okay, the engine is very healthy. The engine is revving.
It's
as we
leaking.
speak. Yeah, but it's it's leaking the wrong way. Like I said. So why doesn't it feel that way if you're a Filipino worker? Well, why does it still look like a cheap labor country if you're a U.S. business owner? Because this is not there is no money problem. This is a routing problem. And I wrote several articles about that to prove that with numbers. So think of the Philippine economy like a car with a strong engine, okay? And messed up transmission.
So the power's not getting to the wheels.
Correct.
Yeah.
The engine is the GDP. Digital work, remittances is turning hard, okay? There's a real power there, okay? But the transmission, that's supposed to deliver that power to the wheels. So how people are actually paid is grinding gears, okay? So for U.S. clients, here's how that looks from, I guess, our side or your side, okay? You send money out. Maybe you pay an agency. Maybe you pay a big platform. That's how these agency models are. You see one line item, Philippines talent, X dollars per month, okay? You feel good. You think, okay, I'm paying above local rates. I'm doing the right thing. But behind the scenes, your dollars are running a gauntlet. I use that word because I guess you guys use that word a lot in Britain.
We do, yeah.
So the platform takes a cut, okay? And an agency might take another cut by not copying any standardized industry norm, okay? Then the payment passes through the cross-border rails with FX spreads and hidden fees, okay? Then it hits a local bank or wallet in the Philippines. Then the worker might have to move it again and finally cash out. So by the time that money hits an actual Filipino worker's pocket, a lot of the value you thought you were sending never made it. So you paid for value creation, but you also paid for bad routing. So now if you're a Filipino virtual assistant or remote worker, you already know this story by feel, okay? You see the client rate, you see the platform rate, you see what lands in your bank or your wallet at the end. And the gap between those numbers is the price you're paying for a broken system. So what's wild is that the technical rails to do this better already exist. They've always existed. Just nobody wanted to make it till now. So the Philippines has real-time domestic payment systems like InstaPay that can move money between banks and wallets in under 20 seconds, 24/7, okay? Batch rails like PesoNet, which is a paylink that is Filipino, right? They can handle larger same-day or next-day transfers, okay? Digital payments have exploded over half of retail transactions by volume and already digital. So the pipes are there, okay? and the engine is there. The talent is absolutely there.
That's another thing people don't understand. And I think in London particularly, the people I speak to, they hear the word Filipino and they assume low standards, unfortunately. And then you show them what you're capable of doing, but you have to get your foot in the door first. And it's really sad. And that is one of the reasons why the UK market is quite open.
Yes.
Because people are terrified of it. They're terrified of risks. Governance as well, because it's an ungoverned, the freelance industry is not governed at all.
Right. And governance is
People don't want to touch it.
It's a concept of thinking too.
Yeah.
It's like the super good boy system, right? So, but the way we're using those pipes is the problem. They're wired to serve intermediaries first, workers last.
Yeah.
Okay. So when we say the money is there, the way people are paid is wrong. That is what I'm pointing at, okay, at the macro level, okay? The Philippines is a serious, fast-growing economy, not a charity case.
That's what Kasama Connect will do, 100%. And what was the phrasing you used? Neutral something?
Neutral facilitator.
There isn't one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not picking sides. I'm showing you what right looks like on a regulated platform, okay? So digital economy is already a multi-billion-dollar contributor, okay? So pushing close to 10% of GDP at the micro level, workers are still paid through a maze of agencies, and they're popping up like flies because it's fucking easy to make one out here. All you got to do is be, no offense, your skin tone. Nah, I'm just joking. But
Do you know what, though? Surprisingly enough, I've faced a lot of challenges trying to get clients for my business.
yeah,
Because in London, it's not about being white. It's more about having the social proof. So when you make a new company, especially if they find out, they look at the numbers, they go, oh, you're only charging so much. They just assume the work's not very good.
right.
When actually it's like, well, it's better value for money. Even if you think about the numbers that we're talking about, 70, 80, 100,000 pesos, it's still way cheaper.
Right.
But people, they just don't see it.
It's the representation. It's the initial pitch. Like we were talking 2 days ago. When the way these gurus,
Guru, I hate the word.
right? Well, that's what they are.
Yeah.
We hate them as well.
Yeah,
You see it in LinkedIn, guru, or I help.
right. I help Filipinos. Yeah, okay. Well, I help starving Filipinos, right?
Dude, oh my God. When they say they help starve Filipinos, let me ask you, Andrew. You've been here ever since Monday, I believe. That's when you landed. Yes? You've been in the province. You've been here in the metro ever since yesterday. Do you see?
I see beggars in Manila, and you can tell that they're making a lot of money, some of them. I have seen some starving people, but in the provinces, nobody starves really.
But like, would you say the percentage is like 90%, like how these gurus are saying
Oh
the Philippines
my God,
is?
less than 1% of people probably. 95% of people are all right.
There you go,
Yeah,
gurus.
Let's go to Los Angeles and I'll show you Skid Row.
Well, there is a
Beach.
slum, isn't there, in Manila? What's it called? The big slum?
Tondo.
Tondo, that's the one. No, I'm
Hey,
sure
but
you
there's
get a lot
people
of it there.
that come up from there. The people are not there by choice. But they hold their ground down. It's pretty gangster out there, actually.
Really?
It is.
Have you been there?
Yeah.
Okay.
But the thing is, what these gurus represent the Philippines is where all of us are like that. Even in the provinces, people are doing good. People in the Philippines,
If you don't compare it to the United States or the West or whatever, when it comes to this place, they're doing good.
Also, in the provinces, most of them don't have to
Yeah.
pay rent because
Right.
they own the land, don't
Yeah.
they?
Most Americans are broke and living a
Same in London.
fake lifestyle. Yeah, So,
it's all a facade.
it's all a facade. It's all a facade. Clients are overpaying the middle and underpaying the people actually doing the work.
There's a lot of sex trafficking
Oh,
and
it's so transparent.
exploitation on that level too.
Yes.
And I've seen it. But I mean, where we live in Alcala, Pangasinan, there's a chap there who, he must be 65, 70. And, it's like, he had this lady riding on the back of his bike. And I said to my stepson, is that his is that his daughter? And he's like, no.
Okay, wow.
His side piece.
Yeah, there's a lot of exploitation across the board.
Yeah.
It's not just financially.
Right. So
And also, what's with all the unfinished infrastructure projects as well that we see everywhere we go?
I think John can answer that one.
Well, speaking of the Philippines, since I'm from here, those unfinished projects basically that's corruption in broad daylight.
Right. Like the funding all of a sudden got rerouted somewhere else.
As Alistair mentioned, Philippines doesn't have an economy problem. We do have a routing problem. It gets routed somewhere else.
Like I don't understand when I'm in Pampanga, I'm still paying cash for property tax.
Why?
They don't want to have a digital trace.
Is it because they don't want the audit?
They don't want the audit. And plus, I'll just say it, every fucking BIR director here is corrupt.
They like the shadows.
They do. And I go in there, I wait in line like everybody else. I don't consider myself special. I'm a citizen of this country. I pay my taxes, but in order to do the right thing, you have to pay more and wait. But in order to be I want to do the right thing out here, right? But for some reason, these officials feel that they're entitled to ask for a handout for quickness because they believe that people with money can buy time, if you know what I'm saying, right? I'm like,
Under your table transactions.
I can't tell you how many times I've been left with no choice because if I do the right thing, I have to pay more and I have to wait, which is going to be even more of a loss for me when it comes to my real estate issues here. But if I pay like this, I pay less, so the people get less, and the person who's taking that money, who knows?
How much? Do we have any stats on just how much is actually taken?
No idea. Without a
is it
digital
hundreds
system,
of billions
oh God,
of
without a
dollars?
digital system, you have no way of knowing.
Andrew, just look at it this way. If you see the Philippines and the high class, the middle class, and the lower class, there's a huge discrepancy between, the lower class and the middle class. There's like a hazy line between it. But there's a clear-cut
Massive division.
division, I love that term, between the middle class and the higher class.
It's not just a division of finances and circumstances and being able to do nicer things. It's also I don't want to spend time with you because you're beneath me.
Yes, you're absolutely
and
right.
I hate that. I don't want to sort of say too much, but someone in my family comes from a poor place. My wife's not from Alcala. It's quite a poor place in the province, and she has relatives in a very rich place, Isabella. I think and they won't even.
That's also in the north.
They won't even talk to her.
Yeah.
Even though she married me, it's like when we got married, they got congrats. But that's it.
That's it.
They won't even talk because they're too rich. They're too good for you.
Yeah.
Now, we do get that in the West, but it's normally for security reasons. Celebrities, they have to sort of... in London, I can walk into a Starbucks and sit down next to a multimillionaire. But here, it's like there's a segregation. That's the word.
Here, yes. Oh, absolutely.
Massive segregation
Absolutely.
of wealth.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And even at the Skyway.
Yeah.
I mean, the amount of money you have to pay on it. I think we paid 4,000 or something going back and forward. Obviously, to someone that's come from the West, that's not a massive amount. But for Filipinos to pay that, I would imagine only the rich can use it.
It's ridiculous, yeah.
I do have a question for you, Andrew. How long have you been married?
So we've been married for 5 years. And
5 years.
I've been here 3 times now.
3 times, okay. You're white.
Yes. Congratulations.
No. There's a question that I really wanted to ask you. Because a lot of these gurus, you've watched Kasama Connect. We've talked to a lot of them. They say
and
that...
called them out.
They say that I'm not being treated differently. Would you say that?
Oh, hell no. We get treated. They shine our shoes. Yeah, I mean, when I came here, it was hero worship. I'm just an average guy.
Tell everybody,
I'm just an average guy, and everyone stares at me. Sure, I'm. It might not just be because I'm white. It's they probably don't see a lot of young men.
Absolutely.
It's mostly older men.
Right.
So there is that.
Yeah.
They say pogie problem.
Yeah.
But treated differently. Even when I go into stores, I walk into a store, the security guard opens the door. Oh, hello, sir. Opens it. Everyone else let him through first.
Right.
I'm not more important than you.
Yes, sir. Yeah,
And I don't like it. And it stems from colonialism, doesn't it?
absolutely.
But the people that say it doesn't exist, well, they're just idiots. Because it's there. And
No, they
or
don't.
they haven't seen it. Or perhaps they haven't been to the Philippines.
Correct.
No, they have been. They enjoyed it, but they don't want to expose the system because it exposes themselves.
Okay.
That's right.
I'm not open. Part of my autism is about being transparent at every level. Because if you lie and you try to deceive people, it will eventually be detrimental to yourself.
Yes.
Eventually.
Yes, eventually. It'll happen on its own.
Exactly. So honesty is the best policy.
Yeah. Let me close out this phrase and keep talking about this. So clients are overpaying the middle and underpaying the people actually doing the work. So what do we do with that, right? So if you're a U.S. business owner, foreign business owner outside the Philippines, this is your wake-up call. You're not just choosing where to hire. You're choosing what kind of system you're funding. You can fund the black box, the one that hides the fees, masks workers' pay, and quietly taxes every dollar you send, or you can fund a new model that routes money directly and transparently from you to the people creating the value. Okay. So if you're a Filipino worker, this is your signal that the problem is not your talent. It's not your country's GDP. You don't have a skills problem. You're stuck inside a routing problem. And when you fix routing, you don't need saviors. And that's what these gurus believe they are, You don't need to beg for platforms to be nicer. Okay, you need rails. Okay, look up that word, rails, rules and governance that make it normal, all right, and easy for money to flow straight from client to worker with minimal leakage. So the Philippines doesn't lack growth. I can tell you right now, it does not. It lacks clean pipes between growth and paychecks. The first platforms and institutions that treat routing as the core problem and build governance on top of modern rails are going to change everything. So not by bringing money in, but by finally letting money reach the people who earned it.
Let it flow.
Okay? Yes. So to the US founders listening, ask where your money actually goes after it leaves your account. Ask how much the worker really receives. Ask why. In 2026, paying someone in a top ASEAN economy still looks like sending money into a black box. And to the Filipino workers listening, start demanding to see the route. Demand transparency from agencies and platforms because the money is fucking there. It is. It's just time it started arriving where it was meant to go.
Andrew even said it. Even though his costs is lower, business owners don't even want to touch that because they think that the product is going to be inferior.
They do. Yeah. They think, language, cultural
So we
barriers.
already know that the clients are really willing to pay.
Yeah.
It's just that, and here's a effed up part.
It's poor representation.
Yes. And also what people are misguided by is that they think that if we launch clients, there's not going to be enough clients. That it's not. Just look at the number of people between two countries. Not including the UK yet, just between America and the Philippines. How many people is there in America?
Well, the thing is, it's not even, this is an unregulated industry, right? There's no referencing data to even show those numbers. So when people say the market is saturated or there's...
It's assumptions.
It's also assumptions.
Yes.
There's no governance,
Yeah.
And plus this industry, we're talking about virtual outsourcing sector, if it was governed from the beginning, if the government actually did what I'm about to do, you can have referencing tables. You could see the growth. You can spot the flaws, especially in the CAGR. Okay.
Tell them what the CAGR is.
The CAGR is the compound annual growth rate. Okay. It shows how much revenue this occupation, this industry is making. Now you cross-intersect it with the BPO, with the call center industry. Okay. That's measurable. That's regulated. But how this industry
That's
was
also
birthed-
exploitational.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
You know they don't get HMOs?
They don't. Some do, some don't. Okay. One of my competitors from one of my companies that I work for, I'm not going to say who they are. It's a medical health insurance company in Ayala. Oh my gosh. I found out how much they're paying their call center reps. I was like, wow.
The biggest investment bank in the world only pays 40,000 pesos. And they're worth trillions of dollars.
Right. And there's the government did not do their job, nor are they good with numbers to create those.
What was that
credible
famous post? How the next person in politics must be good at economics.
economics, right. The next president actually has to have a knowledge in economics. I was like, oh my God. And actually have a degree too.
There's also this elitism in the Philippines with regard to education. And I've noticed there's a massive disconnection between people who think they're smart and people who actually are. I feel like, can people just buy a degree here?
They can fake one.
There's
a
so many
place
people I've met
called
who
Recto.
have degrees, high degrees, and they're not
I
very...
know a certain boxing star that paid for his degree.
Right, so you can pay for it. And here's a big question for you. Why in the hell is the national infrastructure owned by a beer company?
A beer company.
San Mig Corporation.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, they were the first.
I mean, that's unheard of. For me, as a Brit,
Yeah.
all our roads are owned by the government. I just think it's strange. And then you're paying all this money in tolls.
This is an assumption. I think they believe that privatized ownership is more controllable because if you have government, those government officials just recycle all the time. So there's no sustained continuity as far as making it grow. I mean, it does well. Don't get me wrong.
I mean, people in the comment section can answer this once we post this pod. If it was really done by the government, do you think something can be finished?
You know, I was military, 20 years, and I can tell you right now, when we all rotate out of our positions every 3 years. So there's really the military was not designed to be a model or a business model in a sense, because we're about defense, where certain departments could grow, right? Because the person in charge will always rotate, right? I worked in the United States Army Recruiting Command. That is the closest thing to a civilian type corporate level occupation in the military. And whenever we had ideas, innovative concepts that we wanted to bring to the table, it's only if the commander at that time was willing to listen to the people in the field, adopt the new method of innovation or growth.
This is advertising for recruiting.
Sure, yeah. That's one of many things, marketing, whatever. But the thing is, that guy in charge is the one that allows for the envelope to be pushed.
Oh my God.
But eventually that guy's going to be relieved of command because he has to go take another command because...
So if he's sitting on an envelope for a while and then someone else comes in,
we have to reset. And then we have to sell ourselves to that new commander again. But that new commander has a new agenda. It's like, well, I want to make my impact because I had an idea. I was like, oh my God. Right. So yeah, the growth in that department is...
Public sector's like that too.
Yeah. So just think of the Philippine government, same thing. Nothing...
I think we have a problem in society where people's ability is not matched or aligned with what they do in life. So I've met people who are in the public sector, very high-ranking managers and directors, and they just can't do their job. But they stay there.
Well, how did they get their job, right? Because
That's
of buddy put 'em there.
Oh my God. This is just an assumption, but here in the Philippines, if you notice, and I'm glad you opened that up, people in the highest ranked positions, whether it's going to be private, public, dude, they're old. Like, the way their mind operates is the way that it's 5 decades ago. They think they can solve these problems with the solutions from 5 days, from 5 decades ago.
With tools from the 1950s.
They hold on to the job when really they should be passing the buck, some of them. Yeah.
But they won't.
Yeah.
They won't.
The CEO of there was a CEO that I was reading about, and he's 90 something in the Philippines. I can't remember what company.
I told you, they can't adopt to the new world problems by solving it with their old world solutions.
There's a lot of hate with the boomer generation because what the boomer generation in England has done is they've got a lot of wealth and not passed it on properly.
Yeah.
And they're still holidaying and spending all the money, which should be going to their children. That's a big problem at the moment.
Right. Well, a lot of it is the fact that, I would say, I've worked with British Army, some of the most phenomenal leaders I've ever met in my life, right? American leaders, military leaders, right? Philippine military leaders, Okay. Yeah.
I mean, you've worked with them.
Yes,
It's
I
not the
used, I
same
used
level.
To, years ago, I would come down here to Bataan and do Operation Cobra Blood.
It's not like you're speaking out of an idea. It's not an assumption. It's an observation.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
you've seen it.
I've seen it. Just there's no spine. And that's a choice. And I think it's just that colonial mentality, right? I mean, the Philippines, we've been in a. I'm always going to say this. The people have always been in a mental state of servitude and this subordinate level of thinking. And it really trails back to, the early times of colonization to include what the Spanish did when they created that caste system, right? And correct me if I'm wrong, it was like you had the peninsulars, right? Where they're the cream of the crop. They were the actual Spaniards from Spain. They were the,
They also married into the
supreme white being
family,
in
didn't
the
they?
Philippines, right?
Yeah.
Then was it what's the one where it's like they're Spanish but they're born in the Philippines?
Mm-hmm.
I forgot.
They actually had a caste system.
Oh yeah, they the Spanish created it, right? So they were just as powerful as the Spanish born, but they were just born in the Philippines. And then you had the mestizos that were both half, right? So that could be someone like me. And then you had the Indos, which was the true locals, and they were the labor. That was their land, and they were forced to do all the work.
Let me do a little bit of research on what the
Sounds like 40s Germany, doesn't it?
Yes, sir. And that was kind of like an adoption of that. And then after 1898, Americans basically stole the Philippines. Basically, they did. We did.
I mean, they did pay for it.
They did. It was like 20 million.
But wait, so what actually happened? America bought the...
Yeah, we had the Spanish-American War.
Right.
Right. And the Americans needed the Philippines as a refueling hub.
For their ships.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. So
Is that the old tankers? They had the smoke. What do they call them?
oh gosh, I don't know.
They're the old ships, aren't
Old
they?
ships, yeah. So,
Just after the
The galleons?
after the galleons, they had these tanker ships, didn't they? Before battleships. Yeah.
so even and then so
Steamboats.
unofficial colonization by the American military from 1898 until the presence of the American military here in that. Go ahead.
There, I got it. You are correct. It's the Peninsulares, pure-blooded Spaniards born in Spain. Then the Insulares, pure-blooded Spaniards born in the Philippines. Then we have the Mestizos, which was divided into two main subgroups, which formed the middle class. That's the Mestizo de Español, individuals with mixed Spanish and native Filipino ancestry, and Mestizo de Sangley, individuals of mixed Chinese and native Filipino ancestry.
There was also Chinese colonization here.
Okay.
They came before the Spaniards.
Do you know something I hate about this? We still have caste systems, and the Middle East is terrible for this because you can get someone from London and someone from the Philippines, get them to do the exact same job,
Oh, yeah.
and they will legally give one a fraction of the salary. And that just feels wrong to
of
me.
where they're from.
That's not equitable at all.
And they say that. I know because I have an uncle who worked there.
And they live in like residual accommodation, don't they? Like because they got no money.
Right.
Because Dubai's bloody expensive.
Yeah.
I mean, we spent 160 quid and it was just lunch, and I was like, wow.
How was that layover, by the way?
So, all right, I'll give you the funny story, right? So we panicked buying our tickets
Yeah.
because we got the money and then we were like, okay, we bought the tickets. It was all lastminute.com. We didn't read the,
Fine print.
we didn't check the time properly. So when we arrived in Dubai, we were like, okay, when's our flight? And they were like, oh, it's 18 hours.
18
Oh, wow,
hours.
18.
So we had to
Gosh.
stay in Dubai for 18 hours. We paid for a hotel, which was 380 quid just for one night, which is a fair amount. I mean, in London, you can get a Premier Inn for like £100. And we
That's Dubai, though.
spent well over £1,000 in Dubai just for a day. That's £1,000 gone.
Yeah.
I hated it. We should have read our tickets properly.
I mean, we know why Dubai is expensive because everything is imported.
I don't really like Dubai, to be honest,
Yeah.
just because
It's
of the
nice
cost.
to look at It's nice to look at.
Sure,
Yeah.
but the cost of everything. Also, it feels like there's no culture
Well, in case you didn't know, most of the people that live in Dubai are not
from Dubai.
Indian. They're from India.
They're actually from India.
Yeah, there's a lot of Indians that live in Dubai.
There's actually
Sri
fewer-
Lankans, Indians.
Yeah.
Okay.
Correct.
Palestinians.
Okay.
What do you call it? The one above in Pakistanis.
Pakistan, yeah, Afghanistan.
There's a few where. That's why it's much more expensive to.
And a lot of
be in
Africans
Dubai.
too. A lot of
Yes.
Africans. And a lot of Filipinos.
Egyptians.
And they're always the ones working in the stores. Yeah.
They make up 90% of the population in Dubai.
Yeah, they do.
What,
Only
Philippines?
10%. No, I mean, people that's not native. Only 10% of the
10%'s native.
Yes.
Wow.
The 10% native don't even work.
Yeah, they get paid.
They don't have to.
They don't have to.
At least they don't have a routing problem.
Dubai has an ecosystem, right? They do, with the proper nations that live there. It's like golden system. You got Filipinos that are the workforce.
It's human capital paying for everything.
100%.
100%.
100%. I know we're going to end up talking about OFWs here very soon. Well, in this hour or two, because that's a very, very harsh and delicate topic, and it must be spoken about.
My wife's a no.